What you hearing? This ain't nothing new. Or is it? Let's go. You know what? We gotta do what we gotta do. Let's take them back. Yeah, let's take them back.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
100 years.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
3, 2, 1, let's hit them with a replay. Talking real slick like we do it on a three-way. I guess there ain't no rules anymore. No, everybody doing what they want, trying to score. Plotting, trying to scheme, trying to.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Like I ain't never seen this before. Dripping down, stop till the bus just swat. Rocking all designer cause I got me a check. Mention my. You can tell that I'm winning. Begging for attention, better keep on begging. Looking at my videos, you see that I'm trending. Turning on the TV, you can see that I'm grinning. I know you upset cause you seeing me ballin'.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
Starving. Let's be honest, you can see that I'm charming.
Hey.
Can you read? Let me spell it out for you.
Good morning.
LONGBADTOME. And everything that you post online screams.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday.
Now let's get down to business. You know I'm about that. Running your mouth while I'm out here doing laps. Writing these raps every time you attack. Spitting these facts, leave you hanging like a rack. I guess looks can kill cause I'm America's most wanted. We not on the same team, that means you my opponent. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, I know it's a tough pill to swallow, gon' vomit. 3, 2, 1, let's hit 'em with a replay. Talking real slick like we do it on a three-way. 3, 2, 1, let's hit 'em with a replay. Talking real slick like we do it on a three-way. Let's take 'em back.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
100 years.
Happy Friday.
100 years.
Let's go.
Slavery a thing in the past, no it wasn't. 40 acres and a mule, we know you're bluffing. If we talk civil rights, we know you're bugging. Land of the free, we know it wasn't. Manifest destiny expanded to the west. Trying to be a rebel like the Wild Wild West. Battle of the element, protect your chest. Davy Crockett gotta fight death to death.
Let's go.
What's mine?
Good morning, April.
Working on the track, trying to build some trust. Even when you fight, they gonna put you in some cuffs. Saying my name and God we trust. If you on the sideline, that mean you in your feelings. Running up these racks, trying to reach a trillion. It's a race to the top, and I'm trying to break the ceiling. If we strike gold, I'ma keep on drilling. I'm underground like the railroad, keep the light on. Follow the North Star and guard your freedom. That's the sound of the chain gang. Ooh ah, that's the sound of the chain gang. Ooh ah. 3, 2, 1, let's hit 'em with a replay. Talking real slick like we do it on a three-way. 3, 2, 1,
Let's hit 'em with a replay. Talking real slick like we do it on a three-way. Let's take them back. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. You know exactly what we came to do. It is officially showtime.
I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, getting off to a rocky start, but you know we'll have a rocky finish. All right. Miss Terry with no felonies. Electric. Good morning, John. Good morning, Joe. Good morning. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming.
I'll be back.
It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage, the tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw,
I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room.
you know how we do it over here.
This is what's supposed to happen when you get your
Good morning,
famous. The
Katrina.
algorithm turns to a maniac.
I guess we going viral cause my Zodiac.
I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet.
Benjamin Franklin is my bestie.
And if they use my ex, that mean they left me.
They don't get replies if they text me.
I say it with my chest cause I'm in it.
Woo!
Got a
Felony
lot of
Friday.
Call me the master with a new whip.
Here you go.
Take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I've gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
That's a lie.
Shit was radical.
That's a lie right there.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Whoa! Chuck! Good morning.
It's like deja vu.
I'm not off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
Hector. All right, DJ, go ahead and kill the music.
Deja vu when I'm running.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. Good morning, Laura. All right, and you all know exactly what we are here to do. But before we get started, let's take care of some of those housekeeping items, to welcome those who are tuning in for the first time. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. Good morning, heaven. Good morning, Boogaberry. Oh my God. Oh, Boogaberry. No, I don't want to say good morning to you. You already are starting off lying. I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honest. The second H stands for humble. And the last and final H, ladies and gentlemen, stands for handsome. Let's go. And I am number one in all of those categories, in case you were wondering, all right? And so many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of TikTok, all right? What we do is very, very special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds, all right? And so listen up, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a Trump supporter or you're one of those so-called independents, you know who you are, right? I'm not a Trump supporter because you don't want to be branded as MAGA. Okay, who are you going to go vote for in November? Well, I have no choice but to vote for Donald Trump. Then that means you're a Trump supporter. That means you're MAGA. That means you're possessed with the evil MAGA demon, all right? And so what I want to let you folks know that are possessed with that MAGA demon is you might want to leave this live and you go hang out with those fake TikTok hosts. They'll coddle you, they'll lie to you, and they'll take your money, all right? But they won't prepare you for what's coming. I will prepare you for what's coming, which is a great separation that you are going to experience from your cult leader, Donald J. Trump. All right. So if you're a Trump supporter or someone voting for Donald Trump and you don't want to be terrified or scared this morning, right? Because you know what happens, right? You were eating your breakfast, but then you were listening to Zeus and then you weren't so hungry anymore, right? You know how this works? You were in a great mood. You're driving your big rig across the United States. You know, the phone's on and you're watching Zeus. And then all of a sudden I say something that hurts your feelings about Donald Trump. And now you're not in a good mood with that truck and you're still on the freeway. This is the opportunity for you to leave this live and go on about your miserable morning, all right? Your miserable day, all right? Because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable, all right? But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Happy Friday, Rick. Thank you. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Mm-hmm. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
That's right. I'm one of these people out here that firmly believe that the biggest threat to the United States of America right now is no one other than Donald J. Trump, who is clearly a cult leader. Actually, it's not just him. It's actually his supporters, right? They continue to destroy our democracy. They continue to erode the foundations of the Constitution, which this country was built. These are, as far as I'm concerned, ladies and gentlemen, these are the biggest crybabies on the planet. I've never seen a group of disillusioned, evil, corrupt people like I have seen with MAGA. MAGA, you know, I was in a live yesterday with my good friend Jeff. He used to be under the spell of MAGA, but he's came quite a ways, right? And we're in there and we're talking to Trump supporter after Trump supporter. And I've never heard grown men crying about some of the silliest things. One gentleman, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who were there, was crying because he can't afford those eggs. He couldn't afford to put gas in the cars that he owns. All right. But he loves his job. This is a real story, ladies and gentlemen. So we all know inflation has actually happened, right? We all know inflation is not an issue in the United States only. It's an issue globally, which means you can't blame Joe Biden for it, right? So we put that little conspiracy to the side. And I said, listen, champ, you sound like a pretty brilliant individual. I'm talking to a Trump supporter like this. I said, listen, you sound like a pretty great person. Maybe instead of worrying about Joe Biden in the inflation situation, perhaps you could go ask your employer, right? your boss, the one that you say is a great boss, perhaps you can go in there and say, hey, I've been working for you since Donald Trump was in office, and perhaps I can, get a little bit of a raise because after all, I've done a great job, right? This knucklehead tells me, no, Zeus, no, I can't go ask my boss for a cost of living increase. Why should he pay me more money, Zeus? This is what this Trump supporter said. I said, me and Jeff were in this live, and I said, listen, most employers give you a cost of living increase. If your boss hasn't given you a raise since Donald J. Trump was in office, that's not a good boss, MAGA. Your boss is taking advantage of you, right? And no. I said, listen, either you go ask your boss for a raise, all right, so that you can get a cost of living increase, so you can buy eggs and things like that, because all other employers are doing this except yours. Or maybe you should take your resume, dust it off, and go apply for a job that's willing to pay you what you're worth. No, Zeus, this is a Trump supporter. No, Zeus. I refuse to ask for a raise. I refuse to go get a better job, a better paying job. What I want to do is I want to sit on TikTok and cry about Joe Biden instead, Zeus. This is what he said in so many words. And I said, well, if that's your choice, you know what? It's America. You can choose to be in that situation. But don't you dare blame President Joe Biden because you refuse to get a raise or apply for a higher paying job. Don't you dare sit on TikTok crying about the price of gas, the price of bread, and the price of eggs while you're laying on your back letting Donald J. Trump do whatever he wants to you. This is what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. And by the time we got done with this MAGA demon, it went running off the app. This MAGA demon was cast out, ladies and gentlemen, because it couldn't do anything but deal with the truth. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there's one thing in this live that I've been pressing MAGA to give me. One thing has been, give me the dirt that President Joe Biden is as corrupt and crooked as you say he is. And for the past 3 months or so, none of you Trump supporters have been able to give Zeus any of that information, right? So as far as I'm concerned, that's just another lie. We're going to scoot to the side and say, nice try, but we've debunked it. But now, ladies and gentlemen, there's 2 more things left that MAGA is crying about. The economy and the border. In light of all of this evidence that in all scenarios where Trump supporters have been crying about the economy, what I've found is they've been mismanaging their own personal finances, whether they're shopping at the wrong stores and getting ripped off, right? Or they're refusing to actually put a little effort into getting a higher paying job, put a little effort into going to school and making sure they increase their earning potential. They're lazy, and they would rather blame Joe Biden for them being lazy and being a bunch of lying losers, right? Triple L. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to know we have debunked another MAGA conspiracy. When they cry about the economy, they're lying. What they're really saying is they're too lazy to get up off of their rusty dusty and actually get a job that pays them what they're worth. They're too lazy to actually ask their employer to pay them what they're worth. All right, these are a bunch of crybabies. These are a bunch of liars, and I want nothing to do with them. All right, and so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you know exactly what we must do. Join me in giving all the crybaby Trump supporters, especially the ones in my chat. We only got 250 in here, which is fine, all right? But join me in giving these seditionists, treasonous traitors, and bunch of liars what they deserve. Our first honorable round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
Someone said speaking about the economy is a bad thing. Again, reading is fundamental, and clearly you need to also learn how to pay attention. Whatever you're complaining about with the economy, I just ask you to produce the evidence, right? And so far, from what I've heard from MAGA, number one, you don't even understand the economy. But then the bigger issue is you're all out there lying, right? Because you could be doing things to offset inflation, which isn't a unique issue with the United States. It's a global issue. There are things you can do right now to offset inflation, but you're all a bunch of lazy individuals, right? You know, you get out here and you like to say the liberals are lazy. I don't think so. It's MAGA. That's a bunch of lazy crybabies. All right, now let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. I got a couple of topics, and then we're going to open up these boxes, and we're going to hear from everyday Americans who want to weigh in on some of the things that I'm talking about, or perhaps you got something on your own that you want to talk about. All right. So the first thing I want to bring up is Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, gives the 10 Commandments a nickname in an overnight post. All right, let's go. You know what? Donald Trump gave the 10 Commandments a nickname in an overnight post celebrating a Louisiana law that requires poster-sized displays of the religious symbol in public schools. Let me translate that for you. They're celebrating this cult thing. I'm going to call it a cult thing. See, this is what they want to do. They want to put the white nationalists in the schools. They want to reinstitute slavery, and they want to leverage the Bible in order to pull this off, right? Because the people that are asking you to actually practice those 10 commandments, you might as well say these are wolves in sheep clothing. Imagine a bunch of wolves telling the sheep to obey 10 commandments, right? That's what these so-called Christian Republicans are doing, all right? The presumptive Republican presidential nominee, who was found guilty by a jury last month of falsifying business records to cover up other crimes, all right? In other words, the same MAGA-possessed individual who violated all 10 commandments, all right? If you say it that way, it hits a little different, right? He violated all of the biblical commandments, hailed the law, and suggested that it should be emulated elsewhere. Yeah, why don't you all obey the law while I continue to break it? Only people believe in Donald Trump right now, like I said, are those who are possessed with the MAGA demon. This is what he wrote. Quote, I love the 10 Commandments in public schools, private schools, and many other places for that matter. Because what it does, this is now me paraphrasing, what it does is it allows me to take control over these religious freaks out there. This is what Donald Trump is saying. He posted in all cap letters on Truth Social at 1:22 a.m. Read it. How can we as a nation go wrong? The former president was convicted in late May in a trial involving hush money payments to an adult film actress with whom he had an adulterous relationship and then lied about it. But he is suggesting that the newly enacted law would bring a much needed dose of piety back to the nation and coined initialism for the 10 Commandments. Quote, this may be, in fact, the first major step in the revival of religion, which is desperately needed in our country. Trump posted, bring back TTC, MAGA 2024. You see, this same MAGA demon is selling you folks Bibles, right? The Trump version of the Bible, of course. Now he wants you all to follow the 10 Commandments, all right? Do you see what's happening, MAGA? The brainwashing is happening. Because get this, I've said it before, he knows you are all cult vulnerable, right? Cult vulnerable means you're just ready for Donald Trump to steamroll you, right? And he's willing to do it because he knows you won't even hold him accountable for the same commandments he's actually forcing you to obey, which once again points out why Donald Trump is the most dangerous person in this country right now, because for some strange reason, he has total mind control over his supporters, right? And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, MAGA is on their knees with their mouths wide open, yep. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving these deranged Trump supporters what they deserve. Another round of boos and shame. Yeah, see, these Trump supporters, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. Don't worry. The message is getting out there, all right? I've been doing this for quite a while. They really, they don't know what to do with Zeus out here, especially on TikTok. They don't know what to do with Zeus because they know I haven't lied to them about anything. And they know that the way that I'm delivering this truth, it's making it very, very difficult for them to justify supporting an evil and corrupt man. Do I have a video, Uncle Danny? Do I have a video of him singing the national anthem? No. Do you have a video, Uncle Danny? If so, when I open up the boxes, please bring it up. I would love to see Donald Trump singing it, right? But that's the other question that I like to ask MAGA. To all the Trump supporters, what's the most patriotic thing you've ever seen Donald Trump do? Think about it, MAGA. What's the most patriotic thing you've ever seen Donald Trump do? I can't think of it, right? He doesn't respect our troops, right? We saw what he did on January 6th, right? You said it was hilarious, wearing a red tie. Yeah, hug a flag. That's patriotic to a lot of you Trump supporters. Disgusting. You all deserve. Look at that. We all know Donald Trump isn't a patriotic individual. He's a draft dodging knucklehead, right? He's a lunatic. All right, let's move on to our next topic. Trump's media company stocks have plunged once again, all right? They have eroded the ex-president's net worth by over $2.5 billion in June. And here's how much he is worth now. All right, so someone has dived into a dividend portfolio that's winning 100%. He's just released the new value portfolio that is his best yet, all right? Shares of Donald J. Trump promoted media company Trump Media and Technology Group, DJT, plummeted nearly 15% on Thursday, underperforming the broader market. In the process, the stock extended the weakness it has been experiencing since the start of June in the current down cycle. Thursday's slide in the Trump stock shares dented the net worth of Donald Trump, who is running for a second presidential term. What happened? Well, Trump's net worth at the end of Thursday's session was at $4.9 billion, according to Forbes. This marked a decline of about $523 million, or 9.6% from the previous session. The downside is more concerning because the trading volume for the day was significantly above average. On Thursday, 13.85 million shares exchanged hands compared to the average 3-month volume of 7.62 million. The sharp drop came after the company announced late Tuesday that the United States Securities and Exchange Commission has declared its shelf registration statement filed in mid-April effective. This allows the company to offer 14.38 million common shares, up to 4 million warrants, potentially raising about $247.1 million from the exercise of the warrants. Incidentally, Trump and other insiders, they cannot sell their shares until September due to a lockup period and unless the board decides to waive or pull forward the timing of the lockup expiration. Donald Trump has a majority 64.9% stake thanks to the 114 million shares he owns in the company. All right. And in June, so far, his stock has fell by $22.34 or 45.5%. Wow. Trump's net worth by $2.56 billion. Wow. The recent downtrend began after Donald Trump was pronounced guilty in the New York hush money criminal case. So what we have right here, ladies and gentlemen, is what I've always been saying. If you follow Donald J. Trump, you are guaranteed to get the ultimate MAGA reward. And what is the ultimate MAGA reward, ladies and gentlemen? Jail. And if you don't get your soul right, hell. And there's a little pit stop in between called Chapter 11, right? And this is guaranteed or your money back for every single Trump supporter, including Donald Trump himself. And we all have been watching it happen right before our very eyes, right? So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to need you all to join me in giving Donald Trump and his so-called Truth Social stock company and all of that stuff what they deserve. Because it's all a bunch of, it's a sign that Donald Trump is the biggest loser on the face of the earth, right? Join me in giving them what they deserve. Another round of, you guessed it, booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA Demon!
Yeah. If in case you're just tuning in, one of the things that I like to let people know is I refuse to allow Trump supporters, MAGA, to be victims around me, because as far as I'm concerned, they're not victims. They are the harassers and the abusers, all right? And the gloves are officially off. People go, well, Zeus, when did the gloves come off, Zeus? What exactly? Because, you know, they like to go, can you believe it, Zeus? All this hate for one man ever since he came down that golden escalator. No. It all began when he started that nasty birther conspiracy theory about Barack Hussein Obama, right? That's when it all started, MAGA, and it ended with January 6th, right? Okay, and as far as I'm concerned, there's no room at this point to come to an agreement about any of this stuff. It's just simply they got to retreat, right? MAGA has to retreat. And that's why I'm thanking Merrick Garland, even though Merrick Garland did something I just can't believe he did with Hunter Biden. I'll deal with that later, but you know what? Merrick Garland, thank you for bringing these MAGA demons to justice where they belong, because they need to understand, like we all understand, nobody is really above the law. No one's above the law. And they like to go, well, they wouldn't have indicted Donald J. Trump, Zeus, if he wasn't running for president, right? It's political. But you know what I say to these Trump supporters, right? I say, listen, okay, I'll give you that. It's political. But here's the deal. They wouldn't be able to actually convict him if the evidence wasn't there, right? That's how this works. Even though you want to believe that it's political, if the evidence weren't there, they wouldn't have been able to indict him. So why is the evidence there that supports the fact that these crimes were committed, MAGA? Why is there evidence? Oh, because he actually did break the law, right? And so I want that to sink in, MAGA, all right, brown eyes, right? And while we're talking about things sinking in and evidence, good morning, attacking, let's talk about Rudy Kaludi, Dirty in the Tootie, Giuliani, all right? Secret recording catches Giuliani fantasizing about living with girlfriend and her husband. What kind of kink is this? What kind of kink is this, ladies and gentlemen, when you want to live with a girlfriend and her husband? What kind of kink is that? I mean, I don't like the kink shame, ladies and gentlemen. That's not my, but I gotta call it out when I come across stuff like that. I gotta talk about it. In recordings that are at the center of a $10 million SA or sexual harassment suit filed against Rudy Giuliani. All right. They describe having an affair with a longtime employee who was married and suggested that they could eventually get married and her then ex-husband could live with them. According to a report from Newsweek, in the recording that is part of the lawsuit filed by a former employee, Noel Dunphy, Giuliani admitted to her that he had an affair with Maria Ryan, president of Giuliani Communications and co-host of his Uncovering the Truth radio show and podcast. Ain't it funny they use words like uncovering? The relationship between the two is not only at the center of the harassment lawsuit, but also the bankruptcy proceedings that have swamped the former Trump lawyer, who owes approximately $153 million to creditors, including $148 million owed to two Georgia poll workers a court ruled he defamed. Ryan has insisted there's no romantic history between the two of them. As Newsweek is now reporting, Giuliani seems to think that it was. According to the report, in the transcript, Giuliani is quoted saying, quote, "So I had Thanksgiving dinner with them again. Bob made Thanksgiving dinner for me. Then last Sunday, Maria got sick for about 4 days and she was in the hospital. You know who took her from home to the hospital? Bob? Me. All right. He went on to claim that Maria stated they could someday get married before adding, quote, if we get married, could Bob live? Could Bob live with us? The two of you seem to get along so well. But this is the weirdest effing thing. We've had this, like, affair for 2 years, and I'm friendly with her husband. Can't even figure it out, he confessed. As for the statement, Maria asserted, quote, I am not his girlfriend. I considered him one of my best friends. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael said Giuliani's head of security also denied anything untoward was going on, stating, quote, Dr. Maria Ryan is Mayor Giuliani's business partner and nothing more. Any reports of her being his girlfriend are false rumors made up by the mayor's enemies to damage his reputation or anyone associated with him. You know, ladies and gentlemen, if I had to say who's lying, chances are I'd say Rudy Giuliani is lying, right? Right? We all saw Rudy in that movie Borat. Didn't we see him laying in the horizontal position when he thought that he was about to score? We all saw Rudy Kaludi behaving inappropriately. And get this, these are the same folks that are pushing the 10 Commandments, ladies and gentlemen, trying to get you to obey God while they take advantage of you. You see how we catch you Trump supporters in your lies, in your shenanigans, and in your schemes? Can you say scheme, MAGA? Don't worry, we'll help you. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Dirty Rudy what he deserves. A round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA Demon!
I mean, these are the people that are trying to bring religion to you, all right? It's the Republican, it's these evangelicals, right? I mean, when are you Trump supporters? When is the rest of the world going to wake up and see this for what it is? All right, speaking of folks trying to bring religion to you, let's talk about this MAGA demon. Lauren Boebert pushes the 10 Commandments nationwide and says, quote, we need morals. How many of you believe and agree with Lauren Boebert, all right? U.S. Representative Lauren Boebert removed her signature eyeglasses to speak with former Trump White House political advisor Steve Bannon about morals, all right? Note, Bannon has been ordered to report to prison before July 1st to serve time for his conviction on contempt of Congress charges, which he has been trying to appeal for the past 2 years. The Trump-endorsed Colorado Congresswoman earlier this year went on an apology tour of her own after she was caught on video vaping and appearing to grope her date in a theater, addressed new legislation in Louisiana where the 10 Commandments are now required to be on display in classrooms of all public schools, including colleges. Let's listen to what this MAGA demon had to say, ladies and gentlemen. And you can't make this stuff up, all right? You really can't, all right? You really can't make this stuff up, all right? Let's see if we can get Lauren Boebert on a hot mic talking to another criminal about what thus says the Lord, all right? It always fascinates me when these MAGA demons get to preaching or trying to.
In the schools out in that part of Colorado. Melting down if you had to put 10 Commandments in the schools out in that part of Colorado, ma'am?
Certainly not in rural Colorado and in Colorado's 4th district. I think that this is something that we need all throughout our nation. And I'm so proud of Governor Jeff Landry. He's a wonderful man, a great friend of mine, and I'm glad that he's in that position and taking action because we need morals back in our nation, back in our...
Lauren Boebert is saying we need morals back in our nation?
Schools. And if there's anything that we are going to present in front of our children, it's going to be, it should be the Word of God, because this is the...
If there's anything we are going to present in front of our children, it should be the Word of God. Meanwhile, we all know where her child is, right? He had to go to jail, and he was doing things that were with kids that he shouldn't have been doing. See, this is an immoral person bringing bringing Jesus and trying to force Jesus on you, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, this is what MAGA does.
In front of our children, it's going to be, it should be the Word of God, because this is the one truth that is never going to change and never going to leave them. It's not some woke fad of the day that you can get canceled for believing in 10 years from now. So I don't think that it's bad to have something that says honor your father and mother so that you will live a long life. That is the first commandment that has a promise attached to it. I don't think that it's bad to teach children that adultery is something that you should not do. And also listed in the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not steal. And maybe the left and some of these politicians are having a meltdown over having that right there listed in our classrooms, thou shalt not steal, is because government hates competition. And they don't want our children to realize that that's something you shouldn't be doing.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's an unhinged MAGA demon, Lauren Boebert, being allowed to spew her religious rhetoric, all right, in order to try to win more support, all right. But here's the deal, Lauren Boebert. You're not even practicing what you're preaching, all right? And Steve Bannon and you together, as far as I'm concerned, warrants the FBI to be there, because that's two knuckleheads that really don't got nothing good going on, right, ladies and gentlemen? She is thinking folks are upset because of the 10 Commandments. No, Lauren. Let me help you understand. Because in case you haven't been paying attention, Lauren Boebert, we know what you did last summer. We've been watching you and your husband and your son rain terror all over this country, all in the state of Colorado. And we keep wondering, at what point, Lauren, are you going to actually pick up that Bible and actually start doing some of the work that's in the Bible that Jesus was telling you to do? See, Lauren, you can't come tell Zeus how to get a splinter out of his eye when you got these big old 2x4s sitting in your eyes. Lauren Boebert, you are the biggest hypocrite right now, as far as I'm concerned, in the state of Colorado. There's only one person that's more of a hypocrite than you, and it's Donald Trump, all right? And it's a disgrace to this country what you're doing. You're walking around and you're acting like we don't see you for what you are. A violator of every single commandment, especially the adultery one. I mean, who are you to be sitting in a Beetlejuice musical, vaping, doing God knows what, lying on those folks when they called you out? Oh, no, I didn't do that. And then all of a sudden we get the security footage and we see everything you did. It was so disgusting. I said, it doesn't even belong on one of those X-rated websites. It doesn't even belong there. It belongs in the trash. All right, Lauren Boebert. And so because of that, I got to give this to you. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving nasty and disgusting Lauren Boebert what she deserves. A round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
I see there is a little bit of dissension in the comments section. And to those who don't like the format of this broadcast, maybe you didn't hear this at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Right, Ange? Good morning, Ange. Nice to see ya. All right. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, because, you know, people always say, and is that dude, where is Tiny Tom at? Is Tiny Tom here in my broadcast? Is Tiny Tom here? Is he here? One of the narratives that MAGA likes to say, they go, Zeus never shows any evidence. He's just giving you all opinion. For those of you who believe Tiny Tom and his little tank top, I would like you all to understand, I put the background up so you can go look it up yourself. I play the audio clip so you can go do your own research, all right? I have no reason to get out here on TikTok and lie to you all right? So, Tiny Tom, are you there? And by the way, Shay did bring up the clip of Ashley Babbitt on that little rant, Tiny Tom, and it's time for you to come to the light, Tiny Tom. Is Tiny Too Tight Tank Top out there? Your Majesty, are you there? Because you owe everyone here an apology this morning. I get so fed up with these MAGA demons. Thank you, Mim, for the subscription. I appreciate it. Yeah. You know, you folks know the show is free, right? So I just appreciate it when folks come out of they're being charitable and they do what they do, because it's more important to me that the truth gets out there, all right? All right? And so where's Your Majesty at? I'm looking for him. It's so funny. Yeah, we're going to call him, 5 T's? You call him 5 T's. All right, yeah. It's very important that Your Majesty comes back to this show and issue a public apology. Wait a second. Dolphin, you said you got something to say to Zeus? You said you can't request. Is there something you want to say to me? Okay. I think, Dolphin, you're a mutual, right? I don't want to have the summon the mob, so to speak, all right? Let's move it along, all right? Lindsey Graham's bizarre hot take on who the real felon this election is, all right? And it gets brutally fact-checked. All right, and I was not going to cover this. I wasn't going to cover it, but I said, you know what? I know we all probably know it, but what this is an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to confront misinformation and disinformation head on.
So the next time you hear the word felon in this election, I think the felon in this election is Joe Biden. What he's doing to the country is criminal.
You hear what Lindsey Graham said? Listen to it again.
So the next time you hear the word felon in this election, I think the felon in this election is Joe Biden. What he's doing to the country is criminal.
This was on Fox News, or Fox, right? This is on Fox. This is where the right wing gets to go and air their grievances, right? And I said, I'm not even going to mention it because obviously he's lying. But I then remembered I've been hearing MAGA say this exact thing. So MAGA, let me help you understand. Number one, Lindsey Graham, he did exactly what the devil does. He took a little bit of truth and then he mixed it up with a little bit of a lie, and it sounded believable. All right. Now notice he's not saying the felon is Joe Biden. He put a little link in it and he said it in a different way. Listen to how he says it.
So the next time you hear the word felon in this election, I think the felon in this election is Joe Biden.
The next time you hear the word felon, I think, you see how he did that? I think the felon is Joe Biden. He's not saying Joe Biden is the felon, because that would be obviously a lie. But he says, I think. And you know, you're free to think whatever you want, Lindsey Graham. But MAGA, this is a good example of how you end up being taken advantage of, because it sounds good. It sounds like truth, right? It sounds truthful. But when you break down the words that are being used, you know it's all hearsay. It's not based in reality. MAGA, the real felon is Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is the only one out of these two candidates who's gone to trial and been convicted. There's no court cases out there, no criminal court cases about Joe Biden. And whatever you think Joe Biden has done to the country, you got to go to sleep at night knowing, darn it, there aren't any criminal cases. There's no criminal cases yet. Why do I still think he's a criminal when there's no criminal cases? Why do I still think he's a criminal when James Comer hasn't even been able to impeach him? And then you'll come to the same conclusion millions of Americans have came around to. That's because there's no evidence that President Biden broke the law. President Biden actually respects the Constitution, unlike Donald J. Trump and a lot of you so-called MAGA Republicans that are claiming to be Christians, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Lindsey Graham what he deserves, because he's lying to his supporters using a little bit of truth to get him all worked up and confused, and he doesn't think we see it, but we see it, but we know his supporters don't see it. Let's give him a round of boos and shame.
Silence! You MAGA Demon!
I got people in my chat right now crying, all right? I sent the invite to them. You know, I sometimes like to, you know, I like to bring the MAGA demon into the light. So whoever that was crying about Obama, you know, being with Joe Biden and helping him get off stage, as you like to call it, please accept that invitation and come up here and explain to me what it is you're trying to say, because as far as I'm concerned, it's another lie straight from the pits of hell. And it's typical, right? As soon as you invite these Trump supporters to come to the light and actually put a little meat on the bone to explain what they're talking about, they go, oh, you know what, Zeus? I'm at work. No, Zeus, I'm driving. No. You know, yesterday I was in a live. One lady says, oh, no, Zeus, I'm in the bathtub. Y'all got so many excuses for why you like to lie, right? Oh, someone said invite me, please. Oh, well, since you asked so kindly. All right, come on up here. Yeah, she said she was in the bathroom. All right, let's get up now. Now, do we have a MAGA demon here? Yes. How do you say your name? You demon.
You can call me B.
B. All right, what did you want to say to Zeus while I'm up here delivering an unprecedented a level of truth? What is it you want to say that's so doggone important?
Well, I mean, I just happened to flip on your live. I haven't really heard what you were talking about, but I mean, what I did hear were you like MAGA demon. I mean, I don't get the hostility.
Okay.
I mean,
so you're MAGA, I suppose. You got the MAGA demon on you, right?
I'm conservative.
Yeah. So you're gonna vote for Trump?
Of the two that are out there now, absolutely, I'm going to vote for Trump. I consider myself a libertarian, but I certainly align more with.
You know, it's getting very hard for me to not address the MAGA demon that you came up with. It's getting really hard for me to do this. I'll tell you why I'll tell you why you got the MAGA demon and why I speak the way that I speak. You know what's worse than being a racist?
I'm a racist.
I'm asking a question. You know what's worse than being racist?
I mean, there's probably a lot of things. A murderer, a liar. I mean.
Okay. Well.
I don't.
Well, let me make it simple. A traitor. A seditionist, treasonist traitor. And that's what MAGA represents. No matter how you try to splice it, you can cry about the border, you can cry about the economy all you want, but nothing takes the cake like when Donald Trump, when he launched his presidency, started it off being a racist. Saying nasty things about Mexicans.
I don't agree with that.
Saying nasty things about Mexicans and saying nasty things about black folks. Right? No. Let me answer your question, please. And the way that his presidency ended on January 6th, it was a disgrace to the United States of America. He does not respect our troops. And for you to know all of this about this man and still go and vote for him, I know that you wouldn't do it if you were in your right mind. You're only doing it because you are possessed with that MAGA demon. You get what I'm saying now, B?
No,
and whether you want to believe it or not, no. Okay, but you're not thinking. Remember, you're not even thinking anymore for yourself.
You don't know me. How do you know what I'm thinking?
Once I've talked to every MAGA demon before, and I sent them all straight back to the pits of hell. You're on your way to getting the ultimate MAGA reward. You do know that, right? What
Well,
part of
and
the
I guess you're
what
going
part
to
of the
stay on the
country?
Democrat plantation.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's
If
the
I'm going,
racist part. You see the racist part that just came
you're
out?
calling me you're
No, no,
calling me
no,
a
no, no,
freaking
no, no,
demon,
no,
dude.
no, 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 no. You see how I got that
You can
racism to
dish it
come
out,
out?
but you can't take it.
Oh, I can take
You
it.
can
I'm
dish
just
it, but
letting
you
you
can't take
know
it.
I can take it. But listen,
You
you tried
can't
to
take
hide
it.
that. You tried to hide the racist part of yourself. You see how I got it to come
I'm not
out?
hiding anything.
So you're a racist. Admit it.
And you're stuck on the Democrat
No, no, no,
plantation
no, no,
then.
no. Okay, so now that we got that you're the racist part now out there. How do you
I'm not a
feel?
racist. You're more racist than I am.
No, no, no. How do you feel knowing that you're a racist and you came on my show and let the world know you're a racist and you're supporting a racist? Because I haven't gotten
How
to
do
the
you
traitor
feel knowing
side of
you're a
you.
bigot? How do you feel knowing you're a bigot,
Hmm.
blinded to the fact that you're not representing your people?
Okay, well, listen, you want to know how I feel? Let me show you how I feel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving that seditionist, racist traitor what he deserves. Because guess what? I sleep good at night. I don't know about you because you're probably crying right now that your daddy has those 34 felony charges. You're crying that he's losing to Joe Biden in the polls right now. And you're crying because, as you said, I'm on the Democrat plantation casting out MAGA demons like you. You tried to hide the fact that you were a racist and a traitor, and I've exposed you, champ, like I've done every single one of you. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving B. I don't even know what the B stands for, all right? But let's just give him what he deserves like we give every single MAGA demon. Join me in sending him straight to the pits of hell where he came from by giving another round of booze and shame.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
Put a 1 in the chat if you believe B is racist. I hope you're still here, B, because what I like to do is I don't like to be the only one weighing in on stuff like this, but please put a 1 in the chat if you believe B is racist. You know how you Trump supporter love those poll numbers, right? Thank you. Yes, put a 1 in the chat if you believe B is racist. You see this, B? You see this, B? Congratulations. You've revealed yourself to be exactly what you are. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, all you got to do is put some heat on these Trump supporters, the bigotry, the racism, the misogyny. Look at all those ones. B, you're racist. It all comes out. You know what they say? You know, too much pressure makes the pipes burst. That's what I was doing to you. I was hitting you with an overwhelming amount of facts about your cult leader, and it got so uncomfortable for you that your racism started to come out, that your misogyny started to come out. And the fact that you were a traitor, I know if I would have pressed you long enough, you would have revealed that you side with Russia. Look at all these people, B, that know you have the MAGA demon. Keep those 10 commandments to yourself, B, and practice them on your own. Don't bring that stuff around me. I guarantee you, you won't last long trying to talk to me about no 10 commandments. All right, let's move it on, ladies and gentlemen. I got to bring it up, my last and final topic. Of course, you all know exactly what it is. January 6th, all right? Let's talk January 6th, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Let me see what we got going on out there, ladies and gentlemen. My first question that I'd like to ask the American people is this. Does anybody still believe Donald J. Trump's claim that the 2020 election was rigged, all right?
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
Does anyone still believe that? Does anyone still believe Donald Trump when he said this?
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
It's a rigged election. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's bring up a MAGA demon here and help. I'm going to bring someone up, and I'll give you 2 minutes, right? Or less. Please explain why you still believe that the 2020 election was rigged the way that Donald J. Trump says it was rigged. Any MAGA demons got 2 minutes or less to explain why they still believe Donald Trump's claim that the 2020 election was rigged. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to invite someone up. Hopefully we'll get a MAGA demon to come up here and articulate in English why they still believe this. Okay, anybody willing to come up here and explain why? Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. Who is this? Come on now. We don't got much time. Let's go. User, come on. What do you got?
There was more votes than voter. End of subject.
Okay. You believe that?
There was more votes than registered voters. Yes, it's in black and white.
Where is the website for that?
National statistics? I don't fucking know. It's been everywhere, dude.
Well, listen, we don't.
And then one more thing.
Please don't curse on the
Are you a
broadcast.
Christian?
Please don't.
Are you a
curse
Christian?
No.
Okay.
Now,
Just
are you?
checking.
Wait. But are you?
Of course I am.
Oh, so you worship Donald Trump?
He has nothing to do with God, dude. What are you talking about?
Is Donald Trump a man of God? Do you believe God himself, Jesus, sent Donald Trump to you to deliver you? Or do you think? Okay.
That's
okay.
Jesus'
Okay.
job.
What did God say about adultery and fornication and stuff like that? Stealing, right?
I don't believe in anything but the 10 Commandments, buddy.
Okay. So let's talk about it.
Thou shalt not steal's on there.
Yeah. And guess who stole? Donald Trump.
What'd he steal?
The election. In 2016.
He lost it. What are you talking about?
No, in 2016.
You think Hillary lost? You think Hillary won, bro? Are you serious?
He falsified business records to gain a competitive edge over Hillary Clinton. That's stealing.
So he can steal. He can steal the 16.
What about his?
He can steal the 16, but
what about his decades of fraud? What about his?
You don't let nobody talk, bro.
Okay, go.
You don't let nobody talk, bro.
Okay, hurry up because I got to move on.
He can steal the 16 election, but also say the 20 election was stolen and he doesn't get it too. Show me how that works.
I'll tell you how it works, all right? Why don't you go back into the audience and I'll explain how it works, all right? But thank you for coming up here, all right? And I'm going to explain how he.
You lost twice, bro. You lost twice.
Okay.
You speak nothing.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's a MAGA demon right here who still doesn't get it. And I just sent him straight to the pits of hell. Let's give him a round of booze and shame. Nice try, user.
You MAGA Demons!
All right. I don't believe in playing around with and shouting over no mess. So let me explain to this MAGA demon how Donald Trump is constantly breaking those commandments. So yes, he has been convicted for 34 felony charges in the state of New York for falsifying business records. All right, in order to gain a competitive edge over Hillary Clinton. All right, that's a crime. And he's going to be sentenced in July. So that's number one. Now in 2020, we all know Donald Trump cannot win an election without breaking the law, right? And so I want MAGA to follow me on this. The reason Donald Trump didn't get reelected is quite clear. Take a look at this graph behind me. I gave him the answer right in front of me, and he failed miserably. He failed miserably. This is the unemployment rate, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, there's a huge spike. And you want to know what was going on around this time, ladies and gentlemen? Well, I'll give you the answer. This is when we were in the thick of a pandemic that Donald J. Trump was leading this country through. And listen to what Donald Trump was saying while this country was experiencing hell like it's never experienced before.
And again, when you have 15 people, and the 15 within a couple of days is going to be down to close to zero, that's a pretty good job we've done.
Today, the U.S. hit a grim milestone of 1 million cases of the coronavirus. Back in late February, you predicted that the number of cases would go down to zero. How did we get from your prediction of 0 to 1 million?
Well, it will go down to zero ultimately. And you have to understand, when it comes to cases, we do much more testing than anybody else. So we could go to some of these other countries, as an example, China. If you test, you're going to show many more cases. So we're doing more testing than any other country in the world by far, which we just discussed over in the Oval Office. So we're going to show more cases because we're doing much, much more testing, double anybody else. Somebody said if you add everybody else combined, that would be a number. And it will be at the appropriate time, it will be down to zero, like we said.
So we had number of cases of the COVID virus going up to 1 million, and Donald Trump was lying to the American people. ladies and gentlemen. All right? The writing was on the wall that he was going to lose the election. So, just like he did in 2016, he decided in 2020, let me figure out a way to break the law in order to remain in power. How can I break the law? Oh, I know. Number one, what I'll do, and you can go look at this, and you can go look it up yourself, Your Majesty, and I'm glad that you're here. Number one, why don't I spread a big lie about the election, all right? And we all remember this.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh.
Right there?
Because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win.
Oh.
So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt?
Right.
Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of...
So he's not conceding to Joe Biden. And then he did something quite incredible, ladies and gentlemen. It's like a Houdini magic trick. You know that gentleman that came into my box, both of them, right? These are MAGA-possessed grown men who worship Donald J. Trump on their knees. He got those same knuckleheads to believe that he won. And look at how he got them to believe he won. Listen up, B.
76,000 votes
Listen,
with
B.
almost nothing left. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
Oh, you see what he did, MAGA? He actually got you to believe that he could change the scoreboard just with his words. We were getting ready to win. Frankly, we won. And you knuckleheads believed him. So that's the big lie. Now that he got you all primed and ready, now let's get to the crime. You want crime? You want to say scheme, MAGA? B, are you still here? User, are you still here? Can you say scheme? Say scheme. MAGA, say it with me, all right? This is the other scheme he put into motion. Remember this so-called perfect phone call? Remember this?
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
That's the fake electors scheme. MAGA, say scheme with me. And that'll get you a RICO case out there in Fulton County with Fonnie Willis. All right, B, are you still here, B? I know my moderators got you in a straitjacket, and that's where I want all of you MAGA demons while I minister the truth to you, all right? So just stay here. Don't worry, I'll open up the box and you can come back up and talk to me after I cast that demon out. Don't worry. I know the demon got you thinking you won. The demon got them thinking they were up here cooking. All you did is you woke the real demon up, me. You woke me up now. Now you got Zeus on you. So, now that he has the fake elector scheme in motion, now Donald Trump decides, let's engineer a plan to mobilize my troops and get them to meet me at the United States Capitol on a day of my choice, all right? And so this is what he did. This is what he did, ladies and gentlemen. No, hold on. Attention! All MAGA demons. This is what Donald Trump did to you. All right? I'm going to, I lost to Joe Biden. I'm very angry. Number one, I need you all to send me the money that you got. B, send me the money. Remember that time he called you out and told you to do this? All right. And then I need you to meet me in Washington, D.C. at an event that I am hosting called Stop the Steal. Be there is going to be a big protest. Be there will be wild. You remember that, B? And then we saw what happened next. They all decided they need to figure out a way to make it to the United States Capitol. And you know what their method of transportation was, ladies and gentlemen? Feast your eyes on this. This is a U-Haul. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, MAGA decided the easiest, most economical way for $20 a day, unlimited mileage, is to get in the back of these U-Hauls, cram ourselves in there like a can of sardines, and mobilize and head to the Capitol to be with our daddy. And you want to know who was in the back of this U-Haul? B, listen up. I know that straight jacket is very difficult, but that demon is gonna come out. Look at who was in the back of those U-Hauls, ladies and gentlemen. White supremacists. Look at what they're doing. This is the Patriot Front, the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys, and the Oath Keepers. This is why I called you a racist and a traitor. So they're heading to the Capitol, but one thing about this photo, ladies and gentlemen, that I will never let go away is the fact that these folks are wearing a mask. Isn't it funny, B, that during the pandemic, you were the same knucklehead that was running around saying, you can't make me wear that mask because I can't breathe. You know, trying to act like you were George Floyd, right? I can't breathe. Coughing all over the produce section. I can't breathe. But then we catch you being white supremacist, racist traitors, and you have no problem masking up when it's time to break the law and be evil. That's why you don't turn your cameras on when you get on this app. Yeah, you see how we catch you Trump supporters in your lies. Right? And so now that these soldiers, these ones didn't make it, by the way, the police pulled them over and they had to go do some time because they were not only being racist and traitors, but they were actually doing disgusting things, some of them in which it involved children. These are the so-called Christians, ladies and gentlemen, that are trying to save this country, right? So they get to Washington, D.C., and we all remember what happened when these so-called troops got to Washington, D.C. Well, they received an order and an update from Lieutenant Marjorie Trader Green. What did Marjorie Trader Green say to these soldiers when they made it to the Capitol?
If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building.
She's telling MAGA to go inside of the Capitol building. Right? But you can't do it yet. You gotta wait for Daddy to give you the order. Right, MAGA? Right? So let's move to that part of the story, all right? I know I'm jumping through a lot of spots. Please forgive me, but we got to move as fast as we can in the interest of time. Let's move over to when Daddy is about to give these soldiers their orders. This is Donald Trump's vice president, Mike Pence. And there was an exchange that took place in the White House. Donald Trump goes over to Mike Pence. Pence, buddy, old pal. I'm going to need you to do that thing you and I talked about. You know, you not certifying those votes for Joe Biden. All right? I got my troops waiting for me at the ellipse, waiting for me to give them their marching orders. And I got that little fake elector scheme in motion. Can you say scheme, MAGA? I got the fake elector scheme. All I need you to do is what I asked you to do. Pence, he grew a little spine that day and he said, Mr. President, unfortunately, I can't do that for you because in order for me to do that, it will require me to place you above the United States Constitution. A document that our founding fathers and the framers fought and bled for. A document that even to this day, Americans continue to fight and bleed for. And frankly, Mr. President, I don't believe anyone asking me to break the law or do such a thing is fit to be president of these United States. Donald Trump visibly flustered. He leans into Mike Pence, violating his airspace with his stinky mouth. And his breath is smelling like Big Macs and Diet Coke from what I've heard, right? And he says, you know what your problem is, Pence? You're a little too honest. And he called him the nasty P word. The same P word we heard him using in that Access Hollywood tape, you Christians, you so-called Christians, that P word. I'll take care of it myself. And he goes to his Secret Service. Security! Take me to the ellipse to meet up with my troops. And they said, sir, we don't think you should go there. These people are armed to the T. They got military grade equipment. They got tactical gear, gallows, and they got this thing called demon spray. Demon spray? What's demon spray? Well, you take a little wasp spray, a little bit of a pepper spray, a little bit of bear spray. You put a little orange dye in it. You say a little bit of a cult-like prayer over it. And then what happens is if you spray somebody with it, the MAGA demon will jump in them and you'll have mind control over them. He goes, they got that? They goes, yes, Mr. President. He goes, I don't care. They're not bringing it there to hurt me. Take me to be with my soldiers. And we all remember this moment, all right? We all remember this moment, right? Let me show you it. Let me go ahead and get it up. We all remember this moment, ladies and gentlemen. And the question I want you all to ask yourself, where were you when you saw this image, this man right here wearing the trench coat and leather gloves, right? We know what leather gloves mean in 2024, right? We know what happened with OJ and those leather gloves. So when I saw this man up there, I said, not only do you got leather gloves, but you got a trench coat. This cannot go well. This cannot end well. And what did Donald Trump do, ladies and gentlemen? He encouraged his supporters, his soldiers, to engage in heinous acts of violence.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here, we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
You heard that? That's amping you all up to go to the Capitol. And what else did he say that day? And not just, what was going on in the minds of those Trump supporters that day, ladies and gentlemen? Remember this?
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
So, let's have trial by combat.
We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's theft involved.
So, let's have trial by combat.
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
You see what was going on in the minds of his soldiers that day, ladies and gentlemen? They wanted to bring hell and destruction on the United States Capitol on behalf of Donald J. Trump because they believed that the election was rigged and it was stolen from them. And they believed that because of Donald Trump, right? And they also like to say, Zeus, you left out the part where they said peacefully, where he said peacefully and patriotically. Well, MAGA, the reason why I don't want you to hear that is because I want you to listen to Ashley Babbitt, all right? You tell me what part of what Ashley Babbitt is saying aligns with the peacefully and patriotically part, and then you tell me what part aligns with the let's have trial by combat. Let's tell me what part aligns with the fight like hell part, MAGA, all right? Listen to what Ashley Babbitt was saying, ladies and gentlemen, all right? This is someone who's been radicalized by Donald Trump, by the way.
District, why don't you worry about your own goddamn district and the shit's going on there? You are a complete, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all you on notice. Every single one of you politicians in California, Gavin Newsom, Jerry Brown, Maxine Waters, Duncan Hunter, what the hell is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this migrant caravan. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the world. If people can't get to work, our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid So despite what the media tells you, boots on the ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue, Patriots and Trump.
There's a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue. Patriots for Donald Trump is what she says. Confirming that she's been radicalized by Donald J. Trump, ladies and gentlemen. All right? And we all remember this moment, right? We all remember this moment. And if you don't remember it, let me help you remember it, all right? This is the moment right before Ashley Babbitt lost her life. That was the moment right before Ashley Babbitt lost her life. She lost her life in the battlefield because she was one of his foot soldiers, Donald Trump's, right? She lost her life in the battlefield because she believed Donald Trump's big lie that the election was rigged. She took him up on his offer to meet him in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. She wanted retribution for her cult leader, ladies and gentlemen, and she paid the ultimate price for it. She lost her life in the battlefield because of Donald Trump. And does anyone know what Donald Trump did when he found out that Ashley Babbitt lost her life? Does anyone know what Donald Trump did when he found out Ashley Babbitt lost her life? Anyone? Anyone know what Donald Trump did when he found out? There you go, right there. Thank you. Thank you. Listen up.
Some information that stands out to me is that Donald Trump was passed a note after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
Wow. A woman. You know how these Trump supporters like to say they respect women and they try to do the best they can to protect them. This is an instance when Donald Trump showed that was a lie. He didn't even care that one of his foot soldiers had lost her, and I say her life because of him. No condolences to her family or anything like that. As far as he was concerned, he was angry that she did not complete the mission. B, are you still here? User, are you still here? So those are the crimes that we are talking about. In 2016, he was trying to steal the election. And look at that. In 2020, he was also trying to steal the election. And as a matter of fact, it cost someone their life. Not just her, not just Ashley, but even law enforcement. There are people injured and harmed. There are others who are currently still being prosecuted. This is the crime scene of January 6th. That millions of Americans all over this country watched play out. All right? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I got another update about another MAGA demon that has been brought to justice. All right? Here we go. Here we go. It was our duty as patriots. Indiana man has been sentenced for assaulting police during the January 6th Capitol riot. A Lake County man was sentenced Tuesday after pleading guilty to assaulting police officers during his participation in the insurrection. 73-year-old Dale Hute will serve 30 months in prison alongside 24 months of supervised release, according to the United States Attorney's Office. Additionally, he has been ordered to pay $3,639 in restitution fees as part of his sentence. He pled guilty to one count of assaulting, resisting, or impeding officers using a dangerous weapon and one count of causing serious bodily injury. Hute was initially arrested on November 17, 2022. Court documents detail Hute's participation in the breach of the Capitol when he reportedly traveled to Washington, D.C. to attend the Stop the Steal rally on January 6th. After the rally concluded, Hute marched to the United States Capitol while carrying a flagpole displaying an upside-down American flag. Look at this MAGA demon. Court documents show that Dale was not alone, as his nephew, Matthew Hute, was also present. While the pair were marching alongside the crowd, Matthew reportedly said, quote, "We're going to see if we can get inside." Matthew Hute has since been sentenced for his role in the events on January 6th. As the group approached the Capitol building, Dale reportedly told his nephew, quote, we ought to bum rush the Capitol building. Arrest them all. We've got enough people to do that. By 2 p.m., Dale and Matthew were standing alongside a large crowd on the west front of the Capitol grounds. Dale then ventured towards a group of officers standing behind bike racks that were connected to establish a barricade. The rioters then yanked the bike racks away from the officers, struggled to fend off the large crowd that had gathered. At this point, Dale jabbed his flagpole directly into the stomach of one of the officers involved in the altercation, court documents said. The injured officer then lost control, fell backwards on the stairs before Dale continued striking the officer. Look at him right there. Before Dale continued striking the officer with the flagpole, according to court documents. The officer required treatment for a slipped disc in their back. Dale was also involved in the assault of a second officer after he reportedly struck them with the same flagpole, causing the officer to fall down a set of stairs, court documents said. Ladies and gentlemen, this is January 6th. This is the crime scene. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, Dale got away with a lot, because if it was up to me, I would have sent him straight to the pits of hell. But you know what? This is why we're a country of law and order, all right? We can't do what we would like to do, so let's do what we came to do. Let's send them straight to the pits of hell right here today. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving seditionist, treasonous, traitorous Dale and his nephew Matthew what they deserve. All right? They deserve a round of boos and shame.
You MAGA Demons!
And since they want to be Confederate soldiers so bad, right? Let's send these Confederate soldiers off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
Are there any questions, ladies and gentlemen, about what happened on January 6th? We all are clear about the crimes that were committed and who was the one responsible for those crimes? Donald Trump. Did I mention Nancy Pelosi anywhere? Did I mention the FBI or BLM or Antifa? Did I mention either of those? No. It's crystal clear. This crime scene belongs to Donald Trump, his inner circle, all the way down to his foot soldiers. It's 110%, 1,000% MAGA. And you know, MAGA, let me say this before I open up the boxes, because I'm going to hear from regular folks. There's a lot of people that want to hear from, there's a lot of people out there that I'm going to, open the box up, and we're going to hear from them, right? Whatever the issue is. But I'll say this, MAGA. You like to say the rest of the world is laughing at us, right? Let me clear that up for you. The rest of the world is not laughing at us. The rest of the world is laughing at you, MAGA, because they can't understand why you continue to worship this guy right here, who we all know is running the biggest circus ever known to mankind, right? It's a circus. You do get it, right? Think about it. He does exactly what a clown does, right? Thank you, Valerie. A clown wears makeup every day. You see it, right? Donald Trump puts that orange makeup on. Don't I look so good? Right? A clown wears a wig. This guy, he does the same thing. He puts that bird's nest smack dab right there on his cranium. All right? A clown got that thing on its waist and that ridiculous suit, right? Look at this guy right here. He puts on a diaper every day, puts on that crumpled blue suit and that ridiculous red tie, and he gets onto his social media platform, Lie Central, and he gives you all your daily orders. We are laughing because we see the red hat and we think those are some of the worst poorly educated individuals on the face of the planet. These are definitely the suckers of all suckers. Every day, Donald Trump comes up with a new way to take your money. I don't know if you noticed this, MAGA, but for instance, the golden shoes. Think about it. You know it's a circus. When is the last time in your normal life you needed to wear golden shoes? You don't need gold shoes except for in a circus. Trump steaks, Trump water, right? Trump bucks, Trump NFTs, Trump stocks, Trump Bibles. You don't need that anywhere except for a circus, MAGA. You're getting tattoos of this man all over your body, especially on your lower back. Yeah, MAGA. You're in a cult, and we all see it. And if it wasn't so dangerous, I'd be laughing. When are you all going to wake up and realize you're being conned by Donald Trump, a man that has no ability to relate to you at any level? You think this man is going to walk into the White House and your bank accounts are going to swell up? Have you lost your mind? You'd be better off believing in Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, or any of these other little cartoons that are out there. You'd be better off doing that than to actually sit out here with your grown behinds and continue to believe Donald Trump's big lies. Let me tell you, Trump supporters, if you do not get out of this cult right now, and I'm saying this in all sincerity, if you do not get out of this cult right now, you will get the ultimate MAGA reward. And what is it, everyone? Jail. And if you don't get your soul right, hell. Right? With a chapter 11 in between. It's guaranteed or your money back, MAGA. You better get out of the cult right now or you'll be on my highlight reel. All right? And I promise you, if you end up on my highlight reel, I'm going to have the biggest chuckle I can have. Because you were warned. All right? And that's why I asked my mods, don't block them. Leave them here. Because when they meet their maker, I don't want them to go to the good Lord and say, Lord, I didn't hear the truth. No, I want the good Lord to go, oh, you didn't hear the truth? Weren't you in Zeus's live accusing him of all those nasty things while he was bringing the truth? Didn't you hear him when he said this? Yes, Lord, I heard him say it, but I didn't believe him. And he goes, well, you know what? If you don't believe him, you sure as heck aren't going to believe me. Get on those knees right now and get on that Trump train and go straight to hell. Your works are of iniquity, you evil, evil spirit. That's why I say you got the MAGA demon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my monologue. Let me open up the box. Let me open up the box and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth and shame the devil. You know the rule. You get 3 minutes to come up here and tell us, what you're thinking and feeling, or, if you believe that some of the information that I've provided is inaccurate. Let me say this again, especially the tiny tank top Tom. You got to bring the proof. And you were conveniently missing when Shay did your homework for you and showed you the video of Ashley Babbitt saying those words. So as far as I'm concerned, Tank Top Tom, you're better off going to the wherever job you say you were working at, right? Go back to that job, all right? Because you're completely useless over here. It's so sad that we can't get Trump supporters to bring up the evidence that justifies why they believe what they believe in. And it's because they know, like I know, the only thing you believe is Donald Trump. The only evidence you Trump supporters should actually be coming up here with is a post from Truth Social, right? Because that's all you believe anyway. Let's move it along. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I got my first panelist, PA. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Zeus. It's nice to
Hi.
talk to you.
It's so nice to talk to you, and it's so lovely to see you. Oh my God.
It's so nice to see you.
All right,
I'm a
yeah.
little sleepy because I stayed up late talking to a MAGA demon last night.
Oh, so draining, right? They try to drain you, but you
It
can't let them
was
drain you,
it was
right?
so draining.
Mm-mm-mm.
But
Did
he
you
was
did you make any?
asking.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
No. I think you're going to bring up what I was going to ask.
I was gonna say that he made me think of something, right? Because he was talking about the border because that's all they have. You know,
Right.
they have the border, so they have to keep beating that drum.
Right.
So he was going around and asking people that were on his panel about, you know, what grade they would give Biden on the border and what grade they would give Trump, right? So
Right.
some people were saying like, you know, a B to Biden and an A for Trump, of course. So when it got to be my turn,
Mm-hmm.
I said that I would give Biden a B plus because it's
Okay.
not perfect, right?
Correct.
But it's very close to perfect.
Right.
And I would give Trump an F, which of course, you know, he went, F, what? So I said, let me explain why I'm going to give him an F, because I think you'll agree with me.
Right. Let's go.
First, he separated families. So he embarrassed the U.S. by being so cruel to children. Human rights organizations were going, what in the world is going on at the United States, right? That
Right.
doesn't happen.
Right.
And when you hurt children, I can't give you any other grade but an F. It's an F, right? It was an embarrassment. It was horrific. In addition
Absolutely.
to that, he had made promises like he's going to build the wall, Mexico's going to pay for it. That didn't happen. So that's an F, right? If at your job you say I'm going to do this,
Yep.
and you don't do it, right? Your
You get
boss
an
is not going to
F.
say, "Oh, let me give you an A." Your boss is going to say you're fired.
Correct.
F for fired, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on top of that, then they started asking for money from their supporters to build the wall. And then they stole that money and used it for something else. That's definitely an F,
Bingo.
right?
Yeah.
And not even that.
Oh,
There's
go.
even
Please,
more, right?
keep going. Please keep
There's
going.
more
Thank you
on
so
the
much,
border,
Pete.
right? Then they had Title 42, which resulted in a revolving door. It wasted.
Uh-oh.
It was even another F. Another
Wow.
F.
Wow.
So it was even another F.
Oh, I think you got an echo. You must have gotten a call.
Oh yeah, I
I
got a
think you
call.
got an echo. You must have gotten a call. You might want to drop and come back. I know there's another way.
yeah, I got a
Send
call.
another request. I know there's another way where you can swipe out of the app and then come back in, but you know, I think this just might be the easiest way to get it done. PA, won't you come on back and keep giving Donald Trump those Fs that he deserves? And MAGA, listen up. This is really education you couldn't get anywhere else. All right, and to all you Trump supporters, you really should be sending all of my panelists all the support you can because they're giving you free knowledge. It's a shame that you won't do it. All right, are you there, PA?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
I think the border is just something that they keep talking about, but they don't talk about how Trump failed at the border. And he doesn't have a plan. He doesn't have a plan. The same thing about the economy. Trump keeps saying I had the best economy. We know that's not true.
Right.
We know Biden is killing it on the economy. Trump keeps lying, and they just take that lie at face value. Whereas we have the receipts, right? We see what the stock market is doing. We see the unemployment rate. We see the inflation rate being controlled better than everywhere else, right?
Right.
Biden is doing an amazing job, and Trump has no plan. And you ask these Trump supporters, well, what is Trump's plan? Since you love him so much, you must know what his plan is.
Yeah.
And of course they don't because he doesn't have one.
Exactly. No lies detected. I mean, I'm so happy that you're able to carve out time in your busy time, your busy day, to have these conversations with these MAGA possessed individuals, knowing how draining it is, right? Because they don't believe you, even if you show them that. They're going to still turn around and believe Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, yeah. They're
Yeah.
gonna believe him because it is a cult, and I'm cult proof. We're all cult proof in this kingdom, right? The cult
Absolutely.
cannot recruit us, and that's what kills them.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not bringing us into that disgusting cult, so they can just keep on lying. But we're gonna keep telling the truth, and they're gonna have to brace themselves because in November it's gonna be worse than in 2020. Because
Why
in
is that?
2020 they still had hope, but this time that we know everything that is at stake, women's rights, the environment, the border, our economy, jobs, democracy itself, the wave is going to be a tidal wave. They are not going to be able to even stand after what happens in November. So
Yep. Thank you. Yep. Tell them, PA, and they know it. They know that their love affair with Donald Trump is basically coming to an end, and there's going to be a great separation, right?
absolutely. Trump is panicking. He's announcing now that he wants to give students like an automatic green card when they graduate. Like he's panicking. We know that that's not something that he believes in, and it's not something that he ever wants to do, but he's feeling the pressure. So we're going to keep, like you said earlier, keep applying that pressure. Those pipes are going to burst.
Bingo. And you can see the pipes are bursting. Not one Trump supporter is brave enough to actually come up here and talk to Zeus because they know how it's going to end. And
No,
that's
the two that
exactly.
came up just had to be embarrassed. They were embarrassed.
Yeah.
They lost like always.
Yeah. They don't know their foundation is corrupt and wicked, and it will not stand once the pressure of the truth is applied, PA. They know this. They don't understand it, though. All right?
Keep telling them, Zeus. Thank you very much.
All right, and thank you so much for coming up here and having the courage and conviction to be able to speak that truth out there. All right, I really do appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful PA a round of applause. Because what she did is she reminded you traitors, you supporters of Donald Trump, that he got an F when it came to addressing the border. One of the questions I've been asking MAGA, if Donald Trump was such a great president, why didn't he get reelected? And not one single supporter is able to actually answer the question. Oh, I can't answer it, Zeus, because I don't want to get reported on TikTok. Yeah, in other words, you don't want to admit he's a terrible candidate. He's a terrible person, and he didn't deserve to be get a second chance in the White House. All right. Oh, he did. Crazy facts. All right, crazy facts. Come on up here. Maybe you just came to the show. And I can already tell you got that MAGA demon on you. It's raging. Crazy. Come on in the box. Come on in the box, crazy. Oh, don't get scared now. Don't get scared now. You crazy facts. I want to hear some crazy facts. I want to hear them. Tell me something I haven't heard. Crazy facts, please. Right hand, red flag. Ladies and gentlemen, you see, crazy facts is not so crazy after all. Something told him getting in the box with Zeus probably wouldn't be a good idea, right? He came to his senses. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do? Yeah, he spelled crazy with a K too. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving crazy facts what he deserves, all right? Because he doesn't have to get in the box to get it. I got it on standby for every MAGA demon. Join me in giving him a round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
Silence, you MAGA demons. All right, let me bring up my next panelist. Oh my goodness, who do we got? Oh yes, Val. Val, how are you doing, my good friend?
Doing, sir. How's it going in the kingdom today?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Just another day in the kingdom, tending to the affairs as usual. All right.
Yeah.
How about you?
Good. You know, the kingdom, a lot of people need to start understanding, you know, the kingdom's preparing. We're preparing for the battle that is coming ahead in 5 months.
Oh.
Okay.
Talk to him.
And People need to understand that we're not just sitting here talking. We're
Nope.
actually out there working. We're actually out there trying to get things done. And what MAGA needs to understand, one, thanks for wearing the red hats. Thank you very much, because we definitely love knowing who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that these people need to understand is, hey, take that acrylic clock on your wall that you hung backwards and turn it around, please, because we're not going back in time. We're not.
Tell them, Val.
And then I want to rant just a little bit here.
Yeah, go for it.
Anybody that wants to come up and say that things like the Supreme Court shouldn't be hearing cases on immunity of the president, or shouldn't be hearing cases about people that should own different pew-pews, or people that should own, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're right. They shouldn't be hearing this. These should be answered questions that every common sense person in this country understands.
Yep.
The fact that we have a court subverting the way of life should scare everybody. I don't care if you wear a red hat or not. It should scare you too. People need to wake up. We need to quit fighting against progress and move forward and move forward. Just move forward. Take a step forward, MAGA. Get out of your backyard. Don't quit. Don't just step on your porch and look back at your house. Walk out into the yard. Then take a trip into the street. Maybe take a drive around the block. Start moving forward, because you're not going to get anywhere doing what you're doing right now. You're dragging the country down, and you're dragging the world down with it. Keep up the good work.
Yep.
Everybody that's fighting right now, God love you, and let's move forward.
Well, Val, before you go, I seen Doozy, and she's quite the doozy. She says, let me read it to you. I would like for you to address this comment, because it's a comment MAGA tends to make quite a bit. She says, gotta stop Biden's destruction. Could you help explain what she should be doing instead of worrying about that?
Hey, Doozy, get out of Fox News. Get off of the QAnon websites. Put on an actual pair of glasses. Open up a computer and Google the whitehouse.gov, the record. Okay. And after you look at that and read that and realize the 400 bills that were put forth by our current president, by Joseph R. Biden, to actually help the American people, if you want to continue down that road, you feel free.
Yeah. All right, Doozy. Well, Val, I appreciate that. I mean, you have a very calming presence. I appreciate that, my good friend, and I do hope those who are paying attention and listening, I do hope that you take what Val said seriously. All right. Thank you, brother.
Sir. Have a good one in the kingdom today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Val a round of applause. All right, let's move it along. I see somebody demanding that Zeus debate them, whatever that means. You know the rules. Send Zeus a guest request and stop being a chicken. All right, Tiffany Speaks. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Zeus. How are you?
I am all right. Thank you for being so patient. I know you've been trying to get in for a bit, and I know that it's been quite the show, so I appreciate your patience.
Oh, absolutely. No problem. No problem. You know, we as Americans, most of us fired Donald Trump in 2020. I think there was a lot of people that saw what Trump was doing in his first term that voted for him, and they decided not to vote for him again. And the fact of the matter is, Donald Trump is not that popular. He's been having these rallies, and people just aren't coming like they were before his first presidency. They're not like his rally that he had in Wisconsin. A lot of empty seats. But I was watching. I watched a recommended documentary yesterday called Bad Faith.
Okay.
And it was about
what platform?
Tubi.
Okay, got it.
It's very interesting, Zeus, and the rise of Christian nationalism and how they all kind of put that together. And they lie to these people and tell them, they've really intertwined politics with Christianity, but it's fake Christianity. It's not because, if you're a Christian, I grew up Christian.
Right.
You love everybody. You love your neighbor. You help people. There's no prejudice or judging people. And when you're going to church and the pastor's completely putting down over half the country and spreading hate, that's not love to me. And their ideology, their desire, to have a white Christian nation, I will fight against that until forever.
Amen. Thank you. Right?
That is the beauty. That I wanted to say something else really quick. That is the beauty of our country, is we can all exist together and be together, love each other with different beliefs and accept those beliefs. And with 37%, they figured it to be, of white Christian nationalists, you got a large other portion of the country that's really going to fight up against this. And we see it happening in other states right now, like the 10 Commandments.
Yeah.
What about other kids in Louisiana that have different faiths, So for me, I also watched another really good documentary on Joe Biden. And I think some of these people, rather than thinking that Joe Biden hasn't done anything, he's not qualified, he's so overqualified. That's why Obama had him be his VP.
Yeah.
And while he was his VP, and I'm almost finished here, Zeus,
Keep going. Yes.
while he was his vice president, he was, before that, for 20 years, the head of foreign affairs. He specialized in that. That's why Obama had him deal with Russia, because Putin was kind of weird. So he really, and also he spearheaded the economy, bringing the economy back, when he worked with Obama, during his presidency.
Yeah.
And that's what helped lift us up out of the recession. So he is so overqualified, and I am so confident in Joe Biden.
Me
and
too.
the other fact that at the end of Obama's presidency, when he went to present Joe Biden with an award, and they went to hug each other, they had tears in their eyes. They're like brothers.
Yeah.
They are good people, really good. We're in good hands. We are in very good hands.
Yeah. That's what I've been trying to help people understand about Joe Biden. I mean, this man definitely has morals. He has standards, and he's not going to do things that you're going to have to really question. Is he really, fit to be the president, and handle issues like this, right? And so, to me, the choice is crystal clear, right? Yes, empathy. He has empathy. He has a wide range of emotion. It's not all about retribution with this guy. Right.
And the thing I love about Joe Biden too is when he's wrong, and he's been called out on stuff for little things, maybe by Kamala Harris or other people, he will look at it, digest it, and admit if he has a fault. He's humble.
Yep.
And he has the ability to care for all people, even those who persecute him, because he has really been treated wrongly. Like, these different people getting up on the news, like the guy that you were talking about on Fox News at the beginning of your show, talking bad about him.
Yes.
When he knows damn good and well, that he's doing a good job and he is a good person. I have a hard time watching stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I know the truth about Joe Biden. But, all I will say on the last note here is when y'all MAGA were growing up, did your parents teach you to hate people like that? Did they teach you, or did you get to know people first? Did you automatically go into something just hating someone? I don't get this, because they teach this stuff in these churches, and they have them in these Christian nationalist churches be Republican and tell them who to vote for. It's nonsense.
Bingo. Well, you're spot on.
They're not spreading anything but hate.
Yeah.
We can't exist together in this country like that.
Bingo. I completely agree, Tiffany. I really do. But you know what? We're going to keep on fighting the good fight and holding these folks accountable, just like we've been doing. All right, my good friend?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Zeus, for doing this up for everybody every day.
I try my best, all right? And thank you for coming and bringing the truth, all right? And not being afraid to tell it like it is. I really do appreciate it, all right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Tiffany Speaks, the beautiful Tiffany Speaks, a round of applause. No lies detected. See, MAGA, this is a show of force. Americans all across this country are rejecting the MAGA cult. Like my good friend PA said, the kingdom is cult proof. We reject the MAGA ideology and we reject your leader. And what this is going to translate into is by this November, Donald Trump is going to be so much of a big loser. Your heads are going to spin like they've never spun before. You're going to go, wow, I can't believe he got beat like that by President Biden. Trust me, MAGA, if I were you, I would get off of the Trump train right now before it crashes into that brick wall. It's because it's going to crash, right? All right, let's bring up my next panelist, Brother Swerve. Good morning, Brother Swerve, and how you doing?
Hey, good morning, Zeus. How's things?
Hey, things are going great. I feel like I've eaten 1,000 boxes of Frosted Flakes. You know the deal.
My man, that's what it's all about.
All right,
Well,
and you're doing okay?
I'm doing okay. I'm coming to you live from America's porch.
Oh, you're back at home, my man. Good job, brother. That's what I like to hear.
Wife got me back home yesterday, and I've been listening to you off and on throughout the week, and every time I would go to send a guest request, a doctor would come and get me, or a physical therapist would come and get me.
Okay, good.
So I wasn't able to get in, but a couple of things that I did want to address.
Talk to him.
One, what's this clown's name? Oh, conservative Democrat, the one who I would also call preservative piece of crap.
Oh, strike while the iron's hot. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I'm coming in hot this morning. This fool, when you were broadcasting on Juneteenth, this fool actually had the nerve to type in the comments, "I don't celebrate black privilege."
Oh,
that's what he said. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, when have black people in this country ever been privileged? That to me tells me not only is he aligned with the rest of the MAGA demons, but he is a flat out pure racist. And there ain't nothing he could ever say to me or any other African American or member of any other BIPOC community to make me believe otherwise. He is a pure racist because black people have never been privileged in this country.
Amen.
We get one holiday and you think somehow you're not going to sit there and celebrate black privilege. You know what?
Cherish. I'm sorry, Swerve. You might want to pick up on this. There's a woman out here named Cherish and says Trump is not a racist. While you're covering this, please can you address that too?
So when Trump says, I could only see the black people until the lights came up. Yeah, that wasn't racist at all. What about when what was the other thing he said?
What he calls Letitia James, Peekaboo James?
Oh, well, look, all the black people that are prosecuting him and going after him,
thank you.
They're beasts, they're animals. But Eileen Cannon, he ain't said jack or nothing. He ain't said nothing about her. She's just delaying, and she's in court. She's having another hearing today.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 2 federal judges have said she needs to recuse herself and step down from this case. Right?
What about this? Because they like to bring up the racial jungles in the '94 crime bill. Out of the two, if we were to say both Biden and Trump are at some point were racist, which one is currently an active racist?
That would be Trump all day, every day. And here's how ignorant they are. If they would just do 30 seconds worth of research, they would discover that Joe Biden's only contribution to the '94 crime bill was the Violence Against Women's Act. They act like Joe Biden wrote this bill, walked over to Bill Clinton's desk, slapped him with it, and said, "Sign this in the law." And that's not what happened. So these people are just pure racist. They're just pure racist. And so what? Joe Biden said he didn't want his kids growing up in a racial jungle. They're not going to go and look at the whole video.
Yeah.
But he's basically explaining he does not want his children to be part of a government forced busing system. which is exactly what happened when kids got bused from one side of a city all the way over to the other side of the city to integrate them. And it
Bingo.
created violence. And he didn't want his children to be part of that. What don't you people understand about that? And yes, I said you people. And when I say you people, I'm referring to you MAGA demon snowflakes. That's who I'm referring to.
Yep.
Because you come
Exactly.
with the phony outrage every chance you get. Everybody is so bent out of shape about money that is going from this country to Ukraine. Yet not a single one of you phonies complained about that money that Donald Trump sent to Ukraine or Israel. In 1983, Ronald Reagan signed what's known as a non-NATO alliance agreement with Israel, and we've been sending them stuff ever since. The Budapest Memorandum that got signed in 1994, it's pretty much considered the same thing. And Joe Biden just reaffirmed that security agreement for 10 more years. So miss me with your phony outrage.
Tell him, Swerve.
It just, and I'm telling you, man, when I saw him type that comment in that box that said he doesn't celebrate black privilege, I swear to God, Zeus, if I could have jumped through the phone, you know what? I'm gonna just end it there. If I could have jumped through the phone.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. You know, you'd have put the hands of God on him. I get it.
It just cracks me up how racist they are, and Donald Trump has allowed them to be so that now they're saying the quiet stuff out loud.
Yep.
You know? And look how many times, and Zeus, you've been on this app a long time, just like I have. When we're talking about Black History Month back in February, look how many times one of these racist maggots will come into your live or my live and call us the N-word.
Yep.
We can't even have a month. And then come Juneteenth, one day,
Tell him, Swerve.
I don't celebrate black privilege. We can't even have one day. It just pains me.
And you remember that brother that came into my live that said he was going to go live? Remember that? I don't know if you saw that dude, K. Wasall from L.A. He was complaining that they had canceled the Juneteenth parade out there, and I got him to agree that he would go live and invite his Trump supporting friends to the live to celebrate Juneteenth. And guess what that brother did, Swerve? What do you think he did?
Nothing.
He chickened out and said, "Unfortunately, Zeus, I can't go live because I am too afraid."
Yeah, like the typical MAGA coward that they are. And that's what gets me with them. You know, I've put that challenge out there in your lives, Zeus, because I know you don't like the profanity and stuff like that, and, you know, and in some cases, my mom actually is watching my lives.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've put that challenge. Hey, look, I'll go live when you get done, and I'll welcome any single one of them to come into my box and have a debate or have a conversation. They never show up. And then when they do, they just want to chirp from the cheap seats. So I end up getting rid of them. Bye. You got to go.
Yep.
I'm not going to sit here and coddle you and try to read your stupid little comments about Trump 2024.
Nope.
It's just ridiculous. So if you want to be in that cult, if you want to be part of the MAGA cult, go be part of the MAGA cult. But don't think that you're flexing when you come into a live and just say Trump 2024. Do your research, look it up. Benghazi, Hillary Clinton, bold. Yeah, nobody cares.
Yep. Exactly.
Y'all have Hillary derangement syndrome, and she was never even the president. You got Obama derangement syndrome after this man pulled us out of a recession that was created by another Republican.
Bingo.
Guess what another Democrat did? Since you want to talk about Bill Clinton, guess what another? Oh, he pulled us out of a recession that was created by two Republicans.
Wow.
So just miss me with your phony outrage, and you want to talk about the economy. Our economy is booming right now. Maybe you should learn how to better manage your finances.
Bingo.
Because this ain't the first time we've had to deal with inflation.
Nope.
This is not the first time this has ever happened. It may have went high, but you know, we had to deal with inflation and high gas prices when a Republican decided to invade another country based off of a lie.
Bingo.
Just like when another Republican decided to have his little minions invade the United States Capitol, the very beacon and seat of democracy for the world, based off of a lie. All you Republicans and GOPers and MAGAs, all you're good for is lying. You're mongering. You got nothing else. You couldn't even come up into this box right now or even in my box and tell me what is Donald Trump's plan to fix the economy and lower your prices immediately. You think your gas is going to shoot down to $1.10 a gallon just because he gets elected? Good luck with that garbage. That's how hooked up on the cold Kool-Aid you are.
No lies detected.
You all can just take your fragile behinds on somewhere, because I'm sick of dealing with snowflakes and Zeus. I firmly, wholeheartedly believe I am not going to be nice to them. I'm gonna call them out every chance I get. I'm gonna call out their racism. I'm gonna call out their hatred and bigotry for what it is.
Yep.
Racism, hatred, and bigotry.
Yep.
So
I'm with you.
When you come up here, when you come up to me talking about how much you believe in Jesus Christ and Christianity, you don't. You don't. You believe in a false God who has broken all 10 of the very commandments you claim to live by, but you still accept him into your life and say, oh, well, everybody is flawed. No, not like that. I'm not flawed like that.
Me either.
So, all right, let me climb down off that soapbox. But Zeus,
I appreciate it.
It was great to be back in the kingdom with you guys this morning, and I'm gonna let you get back to managing the affairs of the kingdom.
All right.
Y'all be good. Y'all be safe, and doggone it, have fun while you're doing it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Swerve. No lies detected. All right, you too. As you can see, the truth is coming from every corner of this live, MAGA. It's time for you to hang it up and give up this support you got for Donald Trump, because as you can see, the kingdom is getting stronger and stronger. And trust me, come this November, you're going to really regret you didn't jump off of that Trump train while we gave you the opportunity to do it. All right? No one here has been up here spreading lies. No one here. All right? So if you really do believe what we're saying is wrong, by all means, send Zeus a guest request. Don't just sit in the chat section and demand to be heard. No. Be an adult, send a guest request, and come up here with the information that supports your position on what you believe in. But as far as I'm concerned, you can't think of any qualities Donald Trump has. Amy, are you saying you believe Donald Trump has good qualities, Amy? Are you trying to say we're only harping on his bad qualities and we're not giving him credit for some of the good he does, Amy? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I want to make sure I'm processing what you're trying to say correctly before I make a decision about how to respond. Amy, could you clarify what you meant, Amy, if you don't mind? All right, I'm going to move on to the next panelist, ladies and gentlemen, because it's very important we get to the bottom of what's going on here in the United States of America. All right. Oh, okay. Good morning. Who is this? All right. I see you, Boss Diva. I'm getting you next. All right. I'm glad to see you. Eric Scott Hawkins, greetings.
How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm all right. This our first time doing business?
Yes, sir.
All right. I got some questions to ask you, and how you answer them determines your fate in the kingdom. Fair enough?
Got it.
All right.
I believe my fate's going to be pretty good.
All right. Awesome. That's great. I love it. All right. First question. Do you believe Donald Trump's claim that the 2020 election was rigged?
No way in hell.
And you and I, we didn't coordinate offline before you answered these questions. This is you answering them on your own, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, next question. If you could put one person to be solely responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th, who would that one person be?
Trump.
Let's go. Eric, you're doing great. Last and final question. Do you know of any evidence that exists that proves President Biden is a criminal?
Say the beginning part again.
Do you know of any evidence that exists that proves Joe Biden is a criminal?
No.
All right. And me and him didn't coordinate, so this is him speaking on his own. All right, what do you got for us, my good friend?
I was actually just going through my For You page, looking up things, and I came across the video you posted about Donald Trump having that Zoom call with those people.
Yes.
How in the world can anybody say Biden can't put two sentences together?
What were you thinking when you listened to Trump on that Zoom call, trying to have a coherent conversation? Did it seem like he was laser focused and staying on topic, or did you see something else from what you? Because I'm not a medical expert, right? But all I could say was something looked wrong.
You know when you're talking to and I really don't want to insult 5-year-olds.
Okay.
When you're talking to a 5-year-old and they're trying to tell you about a movie, and they try to tell you everything about the movie, but they go from the beginning to the end and back to the middle and back and forth. That's what it seemed like.
Wow.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
No stutter. So I guess that's what they MAGA thinks is intelligent if you don't have a stutter.
Yeah. But he was all over the place. He was bringing up things that weren't even related in any way to the original question.
No. He started out on schools and went to wind turbines and things like that. And
AI.
I was,
yeah.
Oh yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah. And it's like, does anyone around Donald Trump care about him enough to tell him that he's not as intelligent as he tries to think he is, right? There's no one around him that's telling him that. It's crazy.
I'm pretty sure there are, but then they get fired and replaced with yes men.
What do you say to them? Because there's some people in the chat right now saying, what about Biden's talking and mumbling? What do you want to say about that?
Biden's an 80 plus year old man with a stutter. I mean, you look at him talk now compared to when he first got into politics 40 plus years ago. He still had the stutter. That was it. Yep. I mean, his clarity and what he's trying to say is still spot on, but he just has a stutter. That's it.
Yeah. And we saw him in the State of the Union, right? He delivered a blistering rebuke. And I said, this is one of the greatest speeches I've ever seen in a modern president. And it came from Joe Biden. Sorry about that. Right? And now they're fearful of Joe Biden and his ability to be laser focused. They're so afraid of it now. They're spreading a conspiracy that during this debate that's coming up, Joe Biden is going to be, overly medicated and jacked up. Right? You hear this going on right now, right?
Oh, that's what they were saying about his union address.
Yeah.
That he was medicated.
Yeah.
I'm 50 years old. I take about 15 damn pills a day. I'm medicated.
Yeah. Tell him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in my 50s and I take a lot of pills. So
right. I get it. I get it. Healthcare is serious.
The only time, and here's the thing: the only time you ever seen Donald Trump focused in anything, laser focused, is you'll notice throughout his conversation when he's laser focused, he's sniffing a lot, like what his nose is constantly running, and being clean for 30 plus years, I know what that means.
Yeah. I get it. I understand exactly what you mean. It seems like he's got a substance abuse issue going on, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, listen up, my good friend Eric. I'm going to give you a follow, all right? And I got to move it on, all right? But it was a pleasure meeting you, and I do hope you come back to this live. I do it every day, Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. Pacific time, all right?
All right.
All right.
You enjoy, Zeus. I've followed you for a long time now.
All right.
Enjoy.
Then. All right. All right. Well, listen, I'm following you back. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Eric a round of applause. No lies detected. You see, MAGA, this is a show of force. I don't know about you, but if we were to look at the poll numbers, all right, if you go around this app, TikTok, ladies and gentlemen, and look at the size of MAGA lives, and then you look at the size of Democrat lives, the Democrat lives consistently are overall, they perform better, which to me is a warning sign to MAGA. This November, I want you to think about all of the Democrat lives that you've seen and understand these are the people that are doing the real work, all right, that are going to go vote. And if you could see that on TikTok, imagine what you can't see. If you think the last election was rigged, wait till you see this November. All right, good morning, my good
What's
friend.
up, my partner?
Hey, what is up?
What's
Finally
up,
got you.
baby?
Oh my gosh, how
You know
are
I
you?
love you, right?
Yes, I do.
So
I
guess
do.
what?
What's
Guess
that?
what? So we out here, boots on the ground, about to go to Galveston. You know,
Okay.
hang out, go look at some, learn some history, and step in the same footsteps where our ancestors was stepping. And that's gonna be a powerful move. I'm getting ready for that right now.
Nice.
And I'm really excited about that shit. Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, mama. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Mama.
okay,
But
okay.
yeah, I'm excited. But that's how I get when I'm excited. But
Yeah.
anyway, we are. I wanted to invite you to our YouTube show also tonight, Zoo.
Okay.
I think it's tonight and tomorrow, as a matter of fact, because
Okay.
our meet and greet is tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, and so we got Doc. We got Doc in the house right here. I'm sitting right next to Doc.
Shout out to Doc.
I'm sitting right next to Doc, baby.
Hey,
okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put I ain't really dressed like that yet, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this shit on. I mean, damn. I'm sorry.
Now I gotta do it. Now I gotta do it, Mom.
I'm sorry. Hey, let me pull this up.
Thank you. All right.
All right, here we go. Let's save that.
Ooh, let's go.
Next to Doc, baby. Next to Doc.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's how we get it.
Oh my God! Look at that,
baby.
How y'all get the zest up there like that? Y'all out there? Oh my God! Don't hurt nobody while y'all out there.
Right.
Now, right?
She came all full face, looking beautiful. Looking, I still got to put on my eyelashes. I still got to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bit more.
Oh my
Hey,
God!
Nina Queen, I love you, baby. Oh yeah.
Look at this, all this love here, ladies and gentlemen. This is love.
So we got DJ Kitty, Miss Morning Star. All right, and we had such a good time last night. I mean, from the spa experience, we went and got pedicures and Straight Facts got her nails done, and it was great. We had a very good time. I'm sorry for showing y'all that, but But anyway, yeah, it was just Doc that I wanted to show.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are like really getting this in, y'all. We ain't just about to talk, okay? We're
All
about
right.
to walk. We're putting in the work.
Where's
We
your
got all the
YouTube
vet-
at though? You
all
said
the
you're
regist-
gonna do. You said you're
all the
going on
voter
YouTube.
registration cards and everything everywhere we go. We plant seeds everywhere we go.
All right. Now you
yeah.
said your YouTube. You're doing that tonight. What time?
I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it like around 5 or 6.
Oh,
That
okay.
is Houston time.
Okay, so what that translates over here in the West
I
Coast?
think
What
it's
it-
yeah. So they 2 hours. They 2 hours ahead of us.
Okay. So it's 3 o'clock
in
my time.
Cali.
Okay. Oh, okay. And your YouTube. How do we find your YouTube?
So it's Straight Facts YouTube is in her bio.
Okay.
So if y'all go to her profile page, just click her bio. I mean her the link's in the bio is all I'm trying to say.
Got it.
If y'all want to go ahead and help us, drink and partake and get this food on and all that, we got our cash apps in our bio too.
Amen.
So let's get it in. If y'all want to go ahead and show us
support.
some love while we out here doing this thing.
Absolutely. Your Cash App is in your bio, right, Ms.
My
Mo?
cash app is in my bio. Straight Facts is in hers. And yeah, we definitely want. Yeah, we doing this, man. It's so exciting, no Zeus. I wish you was here too. I ain't gonna lie, I wish you was here. Oh, and I wanted to mention, you heard about the mayor getting raided by the FBI the other day?
Out here yes, I did.
Yeah, in the town.
Yeah, I said,
I'm like,
wow.
what? And others, not just her, and others.
Yeah.
It was like a couple of
Her
organizations.
and her boyfriend was involved in something, and then she's being recalled too. Wow, right?
Yeah, that's good because she shouldn't have never been. She shouldn't have never been elected. I was real mad when she got elected because I did not vote for her at all.
Yeah.
I knew she was shady. I just didn't know how.
Yeah.
Shady,
we're about to find out, right? I mean, it goes down in the town, right?
Yeah, it goes down in the town, and obviously the FBI ain't they don't discriminate. They come for the mayor too. They ain't with the business. They're standing on that business too. Shay and them might come by too. As a matter of fact,
Shay, you might meet up with Shay. All right,
yeah, they might come on out here too. So
let's go.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We haven't really solidified that with them, but hopefully they do. Because the more the merrier.
All right.
Yeah, let's get it in, y'all.
Let's
but much
get it
like
in.
I heard my bell, Zeus. I had to get up here and share my excitement because That's how we get it down.
All right, all right. Well, y'all stay safe.
Hopefully y'all have a good weekend. Thank y'all for the gifts. And Zeus, I love you so much. Take care, baby.
All right. Love you too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Miss Boss Diva a round of applause. No lies detected. Oh my gosh. Look at the time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go. My good friend Nutty, go ahead and let's wrap this up, Nutty. What do you got for us?
So, Zeus, we've been wrong all this time.
Talk to me.
The election was stolen.
Oh gosh, Nutty. See, this is.
It was, Zeus.
Talk to me. How was it stolen?
How was it stolen? It was stolen so bigly, so fantastically bigly, that 2020 was a banner year for Republicans who didn't have the name Trump.
Oh.
So according to an article, an NPR article, 2020 was a banner year for Republican candidates that weren't named Trump.
What does that mean?
So,
break that down.
what that means is, if that means more Republicans won their seat than was actually forecasted. But the election was stolen. So help me make sense of an election being stolen, but down ballot, it wasn't stolen. Like if the Democrats wanted to steal the election, not only would they have stolen the presidency, but they would have stolen both houses of Congress. Would they have not?
Yeah, but
well, now we know Democrats are horrible at messaging. We know this, right?
Yeah.
But that's a bad messaging right there. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would.
Because quite honestly, Zeus, I would much rather the House and the Senate more so than the presidency. And why is that? Why would you say that, Nutty? I'm saying that because the House and the Senate, they control the power in this country. They control who gets on these benches for judicial nomination. Well, for the judicial benches, they control who gets on the Supreme Court. The Senate does. Look what Mitch McConnell did during Obama's last year in term. He would not bring up Merrick Garland for a vote for the Supreme Court.
Wow.
Giving Donald Trump 3 picks for the Supreme Court.
Wow.
But yet this election was stolen. It was stolen. But I'll tell you what was really stolen, Zeus.
Talk to him.
Donald Trump and his ever grifting. Because I said this in April and in Angie's Live. What's funny is Donald Trump keep disparaging minority cities. So what did he just say about Milwaukee? Which Milwaukee is hosting the RNC, right?
Yeah.
But what did he say about Milwaukee, Baltimore, Detroit, Philly? All cities. Exactly. They have one thing in common. Donald Trump is saying something negative about them. But what's funny is during the RNC, you would think Donald Trump is going to be staying in Milwaukee where the RNC is being held, right?
Right.
No, he's going to stay in another black city. He's going to stay in Chicago. But but connect the dots, Zeus. Why is he staying in Chicago?
Probably because he has property.
Absolutely. He has a Trump hotel in Chicago.
Disgusting.
And why is that important, Zeus? Because now he gets to charge us Americans even more money because he's going to overinflate the cost of hotel rooms for the Secret Service.
Boo! What a grifter.
Because the Secret Service, they're going to stay wherever the former president and presumptive nominee is staying.
Wow.
So now he's going to get even more money from the American people. But yet the MAGA demons, they don't know this. Well, they know it. They just don't care about it. But I want to use the rest of my time, since the show is ending, forget about Donald Trump because he's a demon. He's Satan. We know.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Nutty. Go ahead, Nutty.
I want to talk to the people in the chat down below. Can y'all tap the screen? Since I'm the last person on this live today, Will y'all at least get us? Can we get up to 50,000 before I get off here? Before my bell rings, y'all. There's 835 people in here, and there's only 115,000. Let's get up to 150,000, y'all.
Lord
Come
have
on,
mercy.
tap that screen. Tap, tap, tap.
Lord
tap,
have mercy.
Tap, tap. I need to see some Zeus hands. I need to see some Zeus hands. Come on, people. Let's see those Zeus hands. Let's see those Zeus hands. Let's get the host to his goals. Listen, I know. Hold on. I need more minutes here. I'm gonna nutty up the live, as Swervin would say. I know Zeus is suffering from dementia, thinking he's handsome and all that. But let's go ahead and get these Zeus hands in here. Let's give my brother the love that he deserves.
Let's go,
this man is out here putting up with the MAGA Demons on a daily basis. This man gets threats. This man gets called every name in the book except the child of God.
Amen.
Let's give him his flowers while we're here.
All
so
right.
let's go. Come on, y'all. We are at 134,000. We got to get 20,000 more. Let's
Do
go.
it, Nutty. Do it,
Let's
Nutty.
go.
Wow. You see the love?
Tap that screen. Tap that screen. What other live do you know on TikTok? In all of TikTok, do you know where someone has a birthday and he shouts them out and he gets them all these coins? Zeus is the only one that I know that does that.
Really?
Now, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen it from any other creator on this app. Zeus is the only one. Y'all, let's give this man his flowers. He is always giving to us. Now let's give back to him. Let's give back to him. Come on, tap that screen. We're at 149K. Let's go.
You know, Nutty, you just got a little handsomer, all right? You just, ooch, you just inched up a few more. And, I thank you. I mean, you didn't have to come up here and do that, right? The show is open to everyone who wants to learn. That's the way it's designed, so that people have no reason to vote for this guy, Donald Trump. Seriously.
Listen, man, it ain't nothing but love. I know we joke around, we kid with each other, but the work that you're doing is serious business. It is serious business.
Wow.
People may not think it's a big deal because it's TikTok. But the more people that we can get the good news out, the truth out to, the better. Because we need an educated and informed voter to go out there and punch that ticket for Joe Biden this November.
Bingo! That right there, that part right there.
Now, after this election, once Joe Biden has had the presidency, then we can talk about third parties. Then we can talk about getting younger candidates. But at this moment in time, we have two choices. We have Donald Trump or Joe Biden. It is not the lesser of two evils because one is evil and one is not. Bingo. You may not agree with every policy that Joe Biden has. I don't agree with every policy that Joe Biden has. But to look at that man and call him evil, the devil is a lie. There's nothing evil about that man, and there's everything evil about Donald John Trump.
Bingo.
I appreciate. Listen. I know you got to get going, Zeus. I know you got to get. So if I'm gonna nutty it up, I'm gonna nutty up like the champ that I am.
Okay.
Y'all, we're at 174, 200,000. We got to get 200,000. Let's go.
Who let this guy in the box? Who let the dogs
go,
out,
y'all.
ladies and gentlemen?
Listen, y'all. I need to see at least 3 more Zeus hands. I need to see at least 3 more. Come on, y'all. Let's do the Zeus hands. Let me see him. Let me see him.
All right.
Zeus, I need you to just be quiet. I just need you to sit there and be quiet. All right? Don't make me mute you on your own doggone live. So just sit there and be quiet. Y'all, come on. Let's get to 200,000. Let's go. There's one more. I need 2 more Zeus hands, y'all. Let's go. We got this, y'all. We got this. Let's do this. 2 more Zeus hands. We got 840 people in the box. It's funny to me how people always want to say this live is full of misinformation, but yet they keep coming back for more. Y'all, that's right. Keep coming back for more misinformation. Come on, we need 1 more Zeus hands. Oh, we got it. And let's go.
All right.
Hush. I didn't give you permission to speak. When we get to 200,000, then I'll give you your live back. Until then, this is my kingdom. All right? Thank y'all. You guys are freaking amazing. Y'all are amazing. We're almost there. 2,000, let's go. 1,000 more. We're there. Now you can have your live back, brother.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Nutty a round of applause.
Thank you for giving yourself to us on a daily basis, giving us the truth, giving us support, giving us everything that we need. And you do give people a chance to get in and talk despite their rhetoric and their ideology. So we appreciate you for that, and I'm out.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Nutty a round of applause. And it really is something that has basically got a mind of its own, right? Initially, when I did get on this app, this was the last thing I thought I'd have to do. But when you get people out here spreading lies about you and people you know, and even about what's going on in the world, it turned into a situation where, unfortunately, we're going to have, as they like to say, trial by combat, right? And so, yes. Now, I got to get up out of here, but before I do, you all deserve a round of applause. Also, to my subscribers, to all of you, the gifters, the moderators, and the panelists, you all deserve a round of applause as well for helping to keep this show educational, entertaining, and exciting, and engaging. You really do. But we got to give one last round of booze and shame. And this booze and shame goes out to all of the Zeus haters out there. You know, I saw one knucklehead, Tiny Tim Tom. I won't even give Zeus a like. All right, that's a Zeus hater. All right, these people get on TikTok day in and day out and spread misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin, all right? They profess to be happily married, 32 years, with the love of my life since high school. I mean, these folks are the worst of the worst, right? They get out here and spread misogyny, bigotry, lies, racism, and all forms of corruption and crime on behalf of Donald J. Trump. Like I said, these folks are the worst of the worst and the scum of the earth. All right? Let's give them our final round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA Demon.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do out here in these TikTok streets. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out. Love you all. Nathan's mom looking beautiful as always. Zena Smith. Wow, you're here, Zena. Miss Morning Star, thank you. Nutty, thank you. Shay, Swervin, Miss Boss Diva, Tiffany for the people. All right, TikTok rocker. Cold as the days. And all right, I know you're all here. All right, Sharon. All right, Mount Negro, I see you, brother. Mama, I see you. Let's go, Miss Morning Star. What a great show, Tinkerbell. Rick C. There you go, champ. Thank you. I can't leave it up to William. Stop being a Zeus hater. All right? Now put a bounty on your head. This is way above the feds. When you're playing with the gods, then you're playing with the dead. Hey! Letting loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Reggie! Hey, thank you for the glasses. Cold as the days. Player hate. Miss me. Yeah. Now Negro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep it going. Don't let MAGA off the hook with their lies and misinformation. Brown Eyes, you're number 1, too. And Your Majesty, you are seriously a Zeus hater. And thank you, Annie. As always, beautiful inside and out. Seriously. Annie. Thank you, Annie. Yeah, you are a Zeus hater, all right? Hey, thank you for owning it, right? But you know what? I'll give it to you. When I show up in your live, Your Majesty, you do an excellent job telling your friends to let Zeus be Zeus. You just got a long way to go, but that's a good start, all right? I'll give you that, all right? Daisy, oh my gosh, Daisy, thank you, looking beautiful. Yazzie, Jazzy, Callie, love, Mr. Cup. Hey, Conservative D, you've been exposed today. You're MAGA. You should change your name. Slick as Rick, thank you. All right, Mount Negro. Hey, William, Yoder. You got to change that. Lady Reba, let's go. Oh my God. Yvonne, let's go. how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. You thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. Yeah, you know about me. Here he goes, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
just want to find 11,780
Mary Francisco, thank you.
votes, which is one more than we have.
And that's a Rico case. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll get you a Rico case, Lady Rima. Hey, Reggie! Tiffany for the people, and let's hit him with a Jack Smith remix.
He's deranged. Jack Smith. 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 He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
Donald Trump is indicted,
And they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
and he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Right. And you know what? I hear Jack Smith is actually being put on trial today by Judge Aileen Cannon. What a travesty of justice. While Donald Trump gets to fly around the country, they're questioning Jack Smith's legitimacy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Jack Smith some encouragement, all right? Let's play our theme song for Jack Smith. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater. They're all hate Trump. They hate him with a
Passion. They'll do anything they can.
He's a
Harasser and an abuser. Oh!
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
What?
Deranged Jack Smith.
What?
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater.
Oh!
They hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can to hurt Trump.
Get him down!
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife.
Get him, Jack! Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, Jack Smith, hit him like you never got him before.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
That's right. You know he got into 2 for 1 when you make your wife also a Trump hater. Thank you, Jack Smith. All right, before I get out of here, I got to drop the bomb, and you know exactly what it is.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That's right. You ain't black. You ain't nothing but a modern-day slave. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Stay safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do out here on these TikTok streets. It's over, MAGA.